Hello and welcome to that Peter Crouch podcast with me, Peter Crouch, Notorious SID, Bonfire, and Chris Stark are with me as usual. It's the Friday edition. We're all back together, lads.
I've missed you guys.
Finally. Lonely was it, Sid?
Do you know what it was? Yeah. These guys are great. I love you guys to be behind the cameras, but I really missed you guys. I did, honestly. It was coming in. I kept the chair warm for one.
I don't know if you saw it, Chris, but Sid's sat in the chair for one and then reverted back to his
That's the worst thing of all, isn't it? The idea that he's moved from the big chair clearly shows. I mean, what happened? Did it just get to your head?
I got too big for my boots.
Yeah.
No, I did. I got too big for my boots.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it.
I think you should be in the big chair today because you've got a massive weekend ahead. And obviously we need to talk football and do all that stuff. But you've got the marathon this Sunday, man. I think that alone deserves...
How's the training been going, Sid? So you pulled your calf, didn't you?
Yeah, so training was going really well and tore my calf. Yeah, I went for just a routine run the other week, which was about 2.5 weeks pre... race day and felt my calf go, had a scan, confirmed tear. So that's like 4 to 6 weeks recovery. I'm just short of it, but I had a run last night. It feels good. I'm going to give it a go. So quid for Sid's. I've got to apologise to everyone out there because it ended up not being a quid. It ended up being a £5.
Right. It's the minimum donation of a £5.
Really? Yeah. Oh, fucking hell. So our whole tagline was flawed. It's £5 quid.
£5 quid for Sid's. So, very, very cheap. £1 Sid's.
So thank you so much to everyone that donated all the $5s because they was literally just going ding, 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 ding. £5.
So could you tell a real difference when the pod come out, for the quid for Sid's, which was actually a £5.
It's literally boosted me over the 20 grand mark. So
I think it's okay, mate, because have you ever been in a pound shop? Well, neither of you have ever been in a pound shop.
I used to go quite a lot.
Go in a pound shop.
Oh, well, I'd take that.
Poundland was one of my favourite days out.
But nothing in there's a pound anyway,
no, it's not.
It?
This is what I couldn't understand. The first time I went in there, I was flabbergasted by things were way over £1.
Yeah.
Well, one of the messages I got was, I object, Your Honour. So for giving the quid over, so they give me a £5. So I've had some big donations, I've had small ones. They've all made a difference. They've got me over the 20 grand marker.
Well,
so
good, isn't it?
Big day Sunday. I'm going to give it a go, bite the gum shield down, and I will get through it.
Yeah. Also, I wasn't quite across how bad this injury was of yours. Fair play to you. You've basically said you're going to do this marathon one way or another.
Yeah.
Even if. I don't want to put negative thoughts. So even if you've got to hobble across this thing, and this is probably the last chance people will hear us talking about the potential donations and that before you do it. Yeah. So if you can afford it and you want to show a bit of love for Sid's, I think he's playing down this injury side that he's sort of dealing with at the moment. But we do have a big community of people. I'm sure on the day as well, there's going to be people shouting, all sorts.
I've got the name on my bib, so there's going to be loads from the podcast. I know that's going to be running it, that's been messaging me. Big shout out to a few people actually before we go on, if possible. Dom from Health in Motion, who's been absolutely brilliant with me.
Is this the lad who listens to the podcast? Is the lad, have you heard about it?
Yeah. This is so he works, he's a physio, he works sort of in that industry, and he messaged up to say, you're doing the marathon, if anything happens or you want a bit of work or I can help you along the way, let me know.
Amazing.
So I got in contact with him and he literally has got me to the start line.
Wow. So really been working with him?
Yeah, been seeing him, been working with him. He's been absolutely spot on. He's given me a program. We've stuck to it. So him, Ross and Rudy up at Beaverbrook that have got me in the oxygen chamber to speed recovery up. Them 3 guys have been first class. Wow. So without them, I wouldn't be doing it Sunday. So I will do it Sunday. I
don't doubt it for a second.
Yeah. Chumbawamba.
Chumbawamba. Go on. And if you do see Sid's, or if you like, I think you can track people on the app, can't you? Or track the runners as they go around. Keep an eye out for Stephen Sidwell. Make sure you pass the pod, shout it out. Get some of the podcast phrases on posters if you can do it.
I want you to treat a marathon like the darts.
Yeah.
So if you see Sid's, get your card in the air with your podcast catchphrase on.
Wouldn't that be class? I'm going to watch it. I'm either going to try come along, or if I end up having to watch on TV or whatever it is that we do, I'm going to be on the lookout for podcast related banners.
I'll give you my bib number, I think, because you can put it in the app and you can track it and see where I am.
So. All right, good.
All right,
good.
Super.
We need to chat football though.
Yes.
We certainly do, yeah. I mean, this is squeaky bum time, isn't it, of all time. Scores from the weekend, obviously the scores that we did were Villa won 4-1 against Newcastle. Everton lost 2-0 to Manchester City, and Brentford beat Brighton 4-2. I got the 1 point, which was the correct result in the Brentford-Brighton match. Chris, you got the 1 point as well, which was the Man City beating Everton. I actually had the draw there. Sid, you had 2 correct results. You thought Villa would beat Newcastle, and you also thought City would beat Everton. So it puts you, Sid, puts you in the lead on outright on 59. Chris second on 58, and me languishing 57.
It's tight.
Tight.
I did perform a leapfrog on you a couple of weeks back, but sadly we were in different countries and weren't able to physically recreate it. But I think there's potential we should do it as a little video for everyone watching.
What one actual leapfrog?
Leapfrog over you. just to, it could be memed and then come out on the old.
Yeah.
Could go for it?
I've been leapfrogged in fucking years. I'm not joking.
I don't even know how I'd go about leapfrogging you, if I'm honest.
I think the last time I was leapfrogged, I reckon genuinely, I reckon I was about 11. And
Do you want to try it?
Even then, it was a
I'd
real
love
tough
to
one.
see it in this tight environment. I think I can see a camera going over.
Yeah, let's. Do you want to give it a go?
Well, might as well.
You've said it now.
Great.
Oh, look, the table nearly went.
Are we ready to perform the leapfrog?
Yeah. Action.
Oh, God! What was the trouble?
I think I felt the one ball, man.
I just.
I think I've done the shit.
Oh, no, not the chair again. Oh, it's a disaster.
Fuck. Did that feel all right?
Oh, it was good. I think losing a bollock is basically.
Yeah, I felt the one there.
Yeah.
I felt,
Be careful on that chair as well.
No, I think I've
There was a
broken
little bit of
chair.
a a bit of a crack there.
What a start.
What a
to
little
the
bit of
podcast.
excitement, on the old pod.
Did you enjoy my wife doing the
was good.
scores on holiday, by the way, as well?
We did enjoy
loved
that.
it. We actually said it was like the old video printer.
Yeah.
You know, she read them really,
Describe
really.
my wife as a video printer.
Great voice.
Great voice. I knew you'd be partial. I could almost feel Steve Sidwell smiling.
Being partial.
It was a great voice, wasn't it?
I know you. I bet you if I
God.
watch the podcast, I'll see
I
you looking
said-
up at the boys in the background doing this sort
I
of
was
raised
like-
eyebrows.
She has got a great voice. Honestly, she has. The way she read it, I'm being serious. Why are you not digging me out? I'm seeing. She honestly, the way
I'll
she.
say that about another man's wife.
What, she's got a great voice.
I don't, because people start saying that to her when they see it. Like,
No, I just.
Listen, you
Honestly, the way she
she's
said
got-
it, Desmond, and Tutu.
Yeah.
The way she was like just
Very
natural.
good. She was very professional in her manner.
It was great.
Very different to this man.
She should do audio books. I was thinking.
I think next time, I do think there's a case for an end of season. She should do audio book.
Yeah.
Well, what do you want her to read, and I'll make it happen.
No, I just think
Bedtime story.
What do you want? I'll tell you what. You do the marathon. I'll get my wife to read you a bedtime story.
Oh my
And you can choose what it is. Yeah.
You'll end up playing paddle, Nick. Just one other thing, just Chris, while you're away. Me and Sid's had a mini league while you were away, and we did it all on the Real Madrid Arsenal match, which was when we were time recording. That was the time. You'll be pleased to know we were fucking woeful at that as well.
it was.
We both had Real Madrid to win, and the fact that they went to the Bernabeu and performed the way they did, Arsenal, was a credit to them, really. I mean, I was in Portugal at the time, and a friend of ours is not too far. They drove to Seville and got a flight over to Madrid to watch it, and I mean, amazing performance.
Good were they?
Yeah, really amazing performance. And I thought was really disappointed with Real Madrid, but I thought over the course of two legs, Arsenal were
Declan
fantastic.
Rice. I mean, God, like he's hit this kind of world-class form at the right time, hasn't he? Do you think this sort of momentum with the Champions League now? Do you think this is? They're that kind of. I don't want to call them an underdog because you can't call Arsenal an underdog. But
For the Champions League.
for the Champions League,
I think
just
they've
it's-
definitely ruffled a few feathers, and I think even Arsenal fans now are saying we can win this.
Yeah.
Arsenal fans are saying that. Yeah. See, there you go. I think.
Yeah, I think well, this PSG game is going to be big,
Huge.
Yeah.
Just on Declan Rice, how good was it? That little bit of needle with him and Jude Bellingham. Do you know what it reminded me
enjoyed
of? You know, like the old when Stevie used to play against Frank, or Scholes used to play against Gerrard, and there was like they
didn't care.
The England players at the moment are very friendly, and when they play against each other, they're sort of laughing, joking before the game, and whereas that was like a little bit of
reminded me of the old days.
You said that. I remember it was Bellingham in the press conference saying that they'd prepared, but they didn't prepare for the Declan Rice free kicks because he's never done it before.
Okay, I have to say, at the time of recording, right, before we get into the Premier League stuff, Arsenal haven't played Crystal Palace now. There's a potential for this podcast to be complete more nonsense than it is usual, because if Arsenal lose, then Liverpool won the league.
And we haven't even mentioned it.
No.
This will be the first podcast since Liverpool have won.
To come out and not say one word about it.
Yeah.
I mean, the choice we have right now, which you're hearing, so you're hearing the discussion around it, is we can fake a whole bit and pretend Liverpool have won it.
Yeah.
Or we can just be honest right now and say we don't know.
Yeah, so I feel like we are honest with our listeners.
But also, I just think our drama, our acting skills are not good enough.
I just think they've won it already, so let's just congratulate them. There's no chance Arsenal...
So you want to go down the faking
Well,
route?
no. It's not officially they've won it, but, unofficially they have won it. No one's catching them.
They're not getting caught, are they? So we could just record the bit saying, congratulations, Liverpool, they've been fantastic this season, whether it's now or next week.
All right. Well, I
think we've done it. Let's move on.
Sid, what your words piece of Liverpool? You've just won the Premier League.
They got over the line. It's been a long time coming. They'll be absolutely delighted, and it's for it to happen now, it's just been brilliant. I mean, the streets of Liverpool have just been erupt.
They really will.
Watching them is the celebrations have been great.
What did you make of the Arsenal Palace game?
It was a tough watch.
Is that how you want to win the Premier League, or do you want to do it in your own sort of hands?
Why are you going to me? I'm not in the big chair no more.
Apologies, we haven't got a clue. But I'm hoping Arsenal have won it so we can then discuss exactly what's happened next week.
Can we talk about a couple of Championship teams that have obviously gone up now? So Burnley and Leeds last weekend. I thought of you boys when I saw Scott Parker doing his speech in the dressing room.
Yeah,
as well. He's got like a real presence, that guy, hasn't he? I mean, you can't help but listen to him without thinking of Dry Rise, mate, in the background, even with the promotion speech. But all the same, it was great to see.
Very emotional. Like,
great.
I just think what goes into a championship season is so, like those 46 games, whatever, it's so tough to get your side promoted, and especially, I don't know, like for him, he's a young manager, and I know he's had promotions before, but like I think he knows, because of that experience, he knows how hard it is to do that, especially to bounce back as well. Yeah. So I mean, credit to him and to Leeds as well, who have obviously gone up as well.
Some stats as well from Burnley, by the way. Like defensively,
the keeper,
unbelievable.
I don't think the keeper let anything in all season or something, didn't he?
15 goals. I think they conceded. However many clean sheets. For that to be in the Championship as well is just like brilliant.
Quite like, I know it's, you probably shouldn't like it, but I quite like the needle between Sheffield United and Leeds as well. And if you saw any of that with Patrick Bamford involved in the celebrations, seemed to be winding up Chris Wilder a touch.
He was doing the song, wasn't he? Which reminds me, we did have Patrick Bamford down to performing the piano at Crouchfest, didn't we?
Yes.
And he was sending us videos at one point of him rehearsing 1,000 Miles.
Wasn't able to make the day, was he?
No.
He wasn't, sadly, but maybe we throw the offer out again, and Patrick Bamford doing chants, but to him on the piano would be a very Patrick Bamford thing to do. Yeah.
Liverpool, obviously fantastic. Trent getting a goal. What did you make of that? That was amazing.
Yeah, what reading into the celebrations?
I think that's just unadulterated joy. I don't think there was too much. I've been in those situations before. You score last minute goals, and you don't know what you're doing. No. I don't think he's not thought out. Oh, I'm going to do this, and everyone's going to talk about it after. I'm
the same. There's a lot. People read into it, don't they? And
what are people reading into it?
If you take your shirt off at a party, you're staying, aren't you? It's basically, this is the question.
That's a good point. I never really thought that. if your shirt's off at a party,
You ain't going.
you're not going home.
I ain't fucking leaving.
So you're reading into it that way.
Everyone's reading into it, aren't they? It's like, and then there was a picture that I think went up on Instagram with I think did Mo Salah put it up? Or thing is, you don't know what's real, what's not anymore, do you? There was a picture of him and Trent, which again, like I think people were reading into. Can't remember if it was real or fake, but in terms of the celebration, yeah, I think there's been a lot of analysis. But as you say, I mean, it's just a massive goal, isn't it? And perhaps
goal.
it is just celebrating that.
I, in my opinion, that's what that is. You know, and I think lots been said on Trent's situation and him moving on potentially, and I just think he's in that situation where Steven Gerrard was in when he was potentially going to Chelsea, and I think if you ask Steven now, he's very comfortable with his decision there, and I get it, Real Madrid, I get the situation, but does he want to come back to Liverpool, a legend, or not?
Do you know what I don't
boils down
understand?
to that decision.
But Pete, what I don't understand about these situations is like, in your experience, is this a thing that's sorted but not announced yet? Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I think everyone knows that. I don't think anyone's naive enough to think that that's not the case.
Yeah.
I think, these things get sorted in advance, and I think that will be the case.
Yeah. He's just keeping his cards close to his chest.
Yeah.
Just
otherwise, why would you sit there and take the grief that you're getting when you can just announce it and stop all that?
That's true.
If there isn't another agenda.
Yeah, you're right. You are right. Because I see things like that celebration, and it's sort of, then I lean into, but why wouldn't you announce it equally the other way if it was?
Well, I mean, that's not going to, officially that's not going to go down well.
No, fair enough.
No, simple as
that. To say the least, if I'm being perfectly honest. What did you make of the Spurs-Forest game? Where are Spurs at the moment? Can they win the Europa? It feels a weird Europa this year, doesn't it? Like United and
Crazy scenes.
Potentially
United
could win that, right?
Yeah.
Is it a successful season? Getting the Champions League. Does he leave at the end of the season even if he wins it?
Ange. Wow. Yeah. I don't know. The way let's.
Did you watch the game? Did you watch the Spurs Frankfurt game?
Yeah. Well, I see the celebrations at the end.
I thought it was. My opinion. To be fair, I was a few beers in, and then I was flicking between the United game and that. It didn't look a great quality game. I mean, they should have finished off Spurs way earlier.
Yeah, agree. And I think them celebrations echoed that really. And I think that's the Forest game was just poor. Like Forest, if there was a team that was going, we want to be the top of the league, top part of the league, Forest showed that.
That was Forest, all
day.
Yeah, unbelievable, really. Just been poor again, haven't they? And you kind of just see it coming, don't you?
Yeah.
But obviously that's poor and negative. But what about that Man United game in the Europa League?
Harry Maguire,
mental, wasn't it?
Yeah,
mad.
Did I see an interview with Harry Redknapp again? Not sure if AI saying that he'd play Maguire up front.
I did see.
Really?
That.
Yeah.
Oh, mind you, he fucking bought me up front at the time.
I mean, just entertain that as a shout for a minute. I mean,
well, he stuck him on up front a lot.
At corners, this is what I would say for England as well. For sometimes Maguire gets, I think, a disproportionate amount of heat. I know he's a defender, and that's really the job that you should judge him by. But my God, like corners, set pieces,
he is effective, right? But what it is, I think the image of it being done at Manchester United just doesn't sit well with the fans. I think any other club outside the top four, not Liverpool's or Arsenal's, if any other club that bringing the centre half on that's going to be an impact, going to make a nuisance, I think it's acceptable, but not at Manchester United. I covered him against Forest a couple of weeks ago, where he come on up front and caused a bit of mayhem. Nearly scored. They had one kid off the line in the last few seconds, and then he goes and scores the winner.
Do you know what with Harry is? He's thick-skinned enough,
brilliant
to do that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for him,
there's going to be heat coming. And this is a club of Manchester United stature, and they're going to play a centre half up front and fire balls into him. But he would do it. Because he doesn't.
Yeah,
he wouldn't care. He'd just think, well, I'm going to get a result doing this, and I'm willing to live by the sword or die by the sword.
Yeah.
And I think he would do it.
Yeah.
And I think it would cause carnage.
done.
You know, if he ended up doing it in the Europa League and they end up winning it.
You can see Harry Maguire scoring that exact same goal again.
Yeah.
So my thing is, it's not. For all I know, it feels weird. It's not an ineffective idea, as you say.
No.
If you need a goal,
Yeah.
and
I'm all for it.
I love a centre back who can be amazing for corners, for free kicks. Like, I know it's not how you're meant to be judging them, but I just think when you've got a big physical player like that, it does cause problems. And I think with Maguire, I think people do recognise it, but then it sort of gets forgotten. And anyway, I thought it was class. What a moment for him.
Oh, it was brilliant.
And it was like Old Trafford back in time, wasn't it? 15 years ago, 20 years ago.
Insane. It was absolutely going off. But obviously, that's not a long-term goal, is it? Let's be honest. Harry Maguire up front. They're looking at signing Cunha. I don't know what you make it out. He's a class actor. I think that'd be a good sign for him.
Interesting that from him. Just quickly, if we're going to go on to that, about him saying Champions League is not really an issue because, United have to win that competition to get Champions League next season. He's potentially getting a move to Manchester United, which is still one of the biggest clubs in the world, yes, but I think he could definitely play in the Champions League next season from what we've seen. You've seen a lot of him as well, but so that was interesting for me.
Yeah. Top player.
Just on the Spurs thing very quickly as well, I saw the Spurs fans rallying around. Did you see Jamie Vardy's statement on Instagram when Leicester got relegated? And he went on there and was quite Jamie Vardy honest, if you're going to have a sort of subcategory of honest. It was basically saying, I feel embarrassed, I think was the word. Basically echoed what a lot of the players said, and to be fair, what a lot of players do when they get relegated, it wasn't a good enough performance. But for Jamie Vardy to say he was sort of embarrassed by being in this position or playing the way that they have, I thought was interesting. But all the Spurs fans that were piling underneath doing the old Lion King. Do you remember the one from? Yeah.
This goes back to him when he come off and he give the badge, wasn't it?
Yes,
I've won it the Premier League once.
Yeah. And the meme, do you remember when, I think it was when Leicester were going for the title and there was, it was all the stuff that was flying around. It was a Lion King meme, wasn't it? And I've seen that doing the rounds again, back to Jamie Vardy. Right. So all this sort of stuff is all playing out on social media, Pete.
No, it's all going off, isn't it? Yeah. Just keep me posted, right?
I will do.
I've been sipping a margarita.
Then again, I've just
watching the game.
I've just leapfrogged you. We'll throw that up there. We'll let that be a thing.
We're not proud, are we? Just lastly, what would you make on an Ollie Watkins Marcus Rashford swap deal? Suit both parties.
Well, he has come out. I mean, when Watkins did that post match, I think it was, where he was saying,
he's fuming not to be playing. Yeah,
he knocks on the manager's door and he's sort of acknowledging. But I get that. I mean,
he's been their top player for a while now. Yeah. He's getting his nose out of joint a little bit, isn't he? And I understandably so. I wouldn't be happy myself. Yeah.
And Rashford's been stepping up to the plate. He's been performing, scoring goals. I think he does like him through the middle. I'd like to see him on the left and Watkins down the middle, but he is playing him through the middle. I don't see Villa spending 40 million quid on Rashford and then letting Watkins go the other way. I don't know. I can't see it. And I can't see Watkins doing it as well. The environment, the culture at Villa's great at the minute. They're playing good football.
I think he'd be perfect for. I think he'd be really good for United.
But he does fit United.
I think he would, yeah. Without doubt.
Let's watch see how that one plays out.
All right, should we get into the games?
Let's do it.
This next part of the podcast, supported by Paddy Power. This is a fixture I've always enjoyed. I play for both clubs. This is Liverpool versus Tottenham.
Yeah.
Liverpool strong favourites, 2-9. Spurs are 9-1 to go to Anfield and win. It's a tenner, gets you £100 back. Repeat of the last meeting, as you can see there, it was 4-0 Liverpool, so 12-1. Can we see anything other than Liverpool win here?
Okay, I can see a repeat of this. This is a repeat of this meeting, 4-0 for Liverpool.
Can you?
Oh, well, the way the Spurs are going, and it's at Anfield, and Liverpool got the chance of confirming that they're going to win the title if they haven't done already.
The only thing is, like Salah's not been Salah of the start of the season. I don't think they've not been firing all cylinders. They struggled to get over Leicester. I know they create chances, but I wouldn't say that they are. You know, they're not the team that started the season quite yet at the moment.
But for our league, that's an interesting shout because obviously, if you're talking about big goals, this is where you can pick up the extra points here.
No, it has to be over 4 goals, doesn't it?
Yeah. So if you go for say a 4-1.
Oh, yeah, okay. No, I don't see Spurs scoring.
Are you talking about you could potentially win that extra point?
I'm saying it's
going for the 5 goal.
This could incredibly be be the game to do it. If you really think about it.
I think
for me that could be massive because if I need that 2 point, that could push me into the lead.
Yeah.
That could be level top.
Next Friday,
I might just ding in 4-1 straight away.
You could be jumping over me.
Oh my God! Can you actually imagine that?
That's where we're at now.
Wow.
I just think this is Liverpool absolutely at it at this game.
Rampant.
I do. I think this could be big. This could be big. I know. Do you want to read some small stuff out? I don't mind throwing a score at there straight away.
Throw a score out, mate. Yeah.
I'm going to go.
Oh.
I'm going to go. Should I go Liverpool 4-1? I'm going to go Liverpool 5.
5-0.
This is great. I love this game.
No, seriously, I do.
Yeah, but I feel like I can't. I feel like I can't not go for the 2-pointer now. You know, not for the 4-pointer, if you like.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Liverpool 4-1.
4-1.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, you see the smart, right? Okay, so let me just consult Instagram. Hello to everyone who's DM me, Cameron, Lee Ryan. Wasn't he in blue?
Okay, he was, yeah.
Louis Watts. What's he doing in there?
Lee Ryan's in the DMs. What does Lee Ryan think?
All right, let's go with Lee Ryan today.
What does he think?
He says, regards to your family. He's not even giving a prediction, just says regards to your family. I like that.
That was always Lee, wasn't it? To be fair.
Joe Rimmel.
Is he from London?
No. That's good. Joe Rimmel's gone Liverpool 3, Spurs 0. I quite like that. Okay.
That's good. That's safe.
Do you know what?
Good.
I'm going to go for the London look here. I'm going to go on, Joe Rimmel. I'll stick with you. This is why I love these DMs. This is what the people are saying. Liverpool v Tottenham. I'm going to go Liverpool 3, Tottenham 0.
Oof.
No extra points for me up for grabs, but
yeah, but you know,
it's going to be 4 or 5 though. I think.
I think.
Do you?
I
don't think Tottenham? I mean, some good players they've got. You know, they're capable of.
No.
We went up to the Etihad and got results.
Yeah, no. Listen. I'm not saying there's not good players there, but I'm just looking
way things are
at
at the
the
moment.
day, how it could be. Yeah, I just think it could just be.
They've got all their eggs in the Europa basket now as well, haven't they?
You like to think so?
And Liverpool want to wrap things up, put on a show.
Yeah.
Remember, lads, we got the Paddy Boost as well. We each pick a leg of the Crouch Pod Bet Builder. The odds on that Bet Builder will then be boosted by 20% and put on the special section of the website or app. I'm going to go for a player to be carded. That's Ben Tuncure to be carded.
Okay. Player to score or assist. The obvious one would be Salah, but I'm going to go for Diaz. He's in good form.
Yeah, he's in good form at the moment. 4 in his last 5.
Okay, I'm going to go player to be fouled 1+ times. I'll go McAllister.
Okay, lovely. Odds are correct at the time recording. Please gamble responsibly. Moving on to Chelsea versus Everton. I'm doing this match. I'll be at Stamford Bridge. It's the early kickoff.
Early kickoff.
12:30.
I like that. I like it when one of our games is an early kickoff.
Yeah, it's good because I'll be there. And
Tough game, this.
Moyes has been brilliant, hasn't he?
Superb.
He's done an absolutely amazing job. He's accumulated 20 points from 12 matches. They've started scoring goals, losing last week, but anyone can lose to Manchester City. I think Manchester City seem to have found something a little bit
Stepping
more
up a gear.
recently, stepping up a gear. But they've definitely got a new manager bounce, and they're bouncing into a new stadium. Can they frustrate Chelsea, who are a little bit out of form? I know they won
They are.
against Fulham. Pleased
Last
with
minute.
Tyreek George.
Yes.
Who seems to have got the nod over in Kunku as well now.
Yeah.
Player.
Yeah, like him.
Yeah.
And just what Chelsea need at the minute, because me and Colby done them for Europe, and they were poor in Europe.
Yeah.
Legia Warsaw, it should have been 4 or 5 from going from what the first leg was. Stamford Bridge was bad. They didn't perform well at all. Reece James come out, said they didn't prepare well. A lot of excuses. They've gone into the weekend, got a win against Fulham. Both of my boys went there actually. One sat in the Fulham end, one sat in the Chelsea end, believe it or not.
Where'd you sit? Neutral stand?
No, I didn't go.
It does exist there.
Yeah, it does exist.
Does it?
Yeah, there's a neutral stand. Yeah.
Is there really?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. When you come out the
game's
do you
gone.
know that?
I didn't know that Fulham had a new
For the referees.
When you come out when you come out the cottage on the left, where the away stand is, the furthest part of the away stand is the away fans, and then the other half is neutral. But when the big teams come in, like Liverpool's, they'll take the whole lot.
They'll just take it.
Yeah. Yeah, neutral stand.
I'm fucking flabbergasted at that. I mean, I'm sure there's a big thick rain in that, but that must have bypassed me.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Christ. So that's just people like on the Fulham Road, Fulham Palace Road, and just like, fancy a game, guys?
Yeah. I love that.
One of those.
Fence sitters.
Yeah, just like you fancy a game, and then we'll go down.
Just on the fence sitting thing, just very quickly while it's in my brain as well. Maidenhead, just as a little update from lower down, in a bit of trouble at the moment, could get relegated.
Right.
Don't wish it on them at all. If they do, however, I think that means that the fences come down around the bars.
Oh, really?
So you know the issue I was telling you about, that there's 6-foot fences, so I need a little periscope to be able to have a beer and watch the game.
Yeah.
You know, because of all the rules. That will cease to exist.
Right.
But also, we never did get to test whether, actually, if me and Crouchy went to the Maidenhead game, whether he could just peer over the top of it and be allowed to hold a beer without a steward taking him down. You see what I mean? Because they're only 6-foot fences.
Yeah, so I see I see a game actually in the Football League. It might have been Oxford that they haven't got a stand behind the goal, and someone parked a lorry behind the goal and stood on the lorry.
See, I think
and
that
just
is
watched the game.
Oxford, you know?
Oh my God.
I think it was
that is
it Oxford? Yeah, I did see that, and that was in the Football League.
There's mad games going on this weekend. I mean, I know St Albans they had a massive crowd in their last game. They're in a sort of bit of a scrap, but the top of that league as well.
My lad played in it.
Oh, did he?
Played at Enfield.
Apparently, the atmosphere was
2,500.
Couldn't get a ticket. I wanted a ticket for it. I couldn't get a ticket.
Yeah, 2,500 there was.
Insane.
And then, yeah,
Was that at St Albans?
no, it was at Enfield.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was at Enfield. Yeah.
And then the I know this weekend as well. I think I read that St Albans are travelling allocation to Truro.
Yeah.
Bear in mind how far apart that is totally sold out as well.
So St Albans basically are the last team in the relegation spots that can get out of it, and Enfield, who my lads playing at, they could swap. So Enfield have got Worthing that dropped from the top spot down to third, and St Albans have got Truro that have gone into top spot.
Crouchy, the top spot in this league.
God,
bear in
it's
mind,
outrageous.
Yeah,
Almost as good as the Friday league.
bear in mind, the top
Dorking
8
can still win it.
teams,
Yeah, there's
it's
loads.
like 10 teams and 3 points apart. It's
crazy.
This is amazing.
It's absolutely bonkers this weekend.
Yeah, it's in that league. Yeah.
Superb. Well, listen, we'll be following that league as well.
Should we get back to Everton?
Sorry.
Everton, Chelsea.
Well, what do we fancy, lads? Let's go for it. Let's just throw some scores out there.
What were you saying on this?
Look, I've scoured Instagram. It's a split here between Chelsea 2, Everton 1, or a horny draw.
Really?
I'm quite excited about a horny draw in this one.
Why don't you just go for 3 from Rimmel London?
just back Kate Moss here, or whoever it is. Who's Rimmel now, by the way? I don't even know who Rimmel is. If it is Maya Jama right now, is it worth me texting Maya Jama for who she thinks would win this game?
I think so.
That
We
would
got
be
Maya's
we go
number.
from Joe Rimmel to Maya. Okay, well, because we're going to need a bit of time, I'll text her now and just ask her for a score for the Brighton West Ham game.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then we've got Joe Rimmel and
Rimmel London. They'd have to
gets back.
concur, wouldn't they? Do you know what I mean? Otherwise, you'll have to go in the middle
God, I don't know if this is
of
worth the
Mrs.
hassle.
Rimmel and Mr. Rimmel.
All right, leave with me. I'll go for the third game. We might have an answer from my jam. We'll see. In the meantime, I think what I'm going to do, just to keep things excited whilst we wait, I'm going to go for a horny draw, 1-1.
Oh, that is horny, isn't it?
That is horny, yeah.
Do I make you horny, baby?
Oh, see, my heart is saying, I've got a heart and a
My
head.
heart's telling me that. My body.
Here. Come on, let's leave that. We've done that one. Oh, okay. I think that's a great shout.
Thanks, mate.
I think Everton could come and try and spoil the party on this one.
Do you reckon? What's he on for, the draw?
He's gone for a 1-1. Do you know what you're going for? No.
I've got something in mind.
Okay, I want to go Chelsea. I want to go 2-1.
I'm going to go 1-0 Everton.
I knew you'd go Everton.
What about that?
Are you really?
I think they're going to frustrate them.
So
I think the Chelsea fans will start getting edgy.
Yeah.
I think that'll feed into the players.
Yeah.
I think that'll feed into the Everton players. And I think there'll be a set piece. And I can see Everton nicking it.
That there is Moisey's team talk there, isn't it?
I think.
Let's frustrate.
He might even play that.
Hey, clip this. Send it to Moisey.
Send it in
play
there.
it.
Parched is there. We'll get in via Parched. Send it
There
to
we are.
Parched. Let him know.
By the way, did you see? I see a picture that got posted up the other day. He went to a little mini golf. I don't know where it was. Obviously, not
Charlie?
him. Yeah, Charlie. And he took his own putter.
To mini golf.
Brilliant. He took his own putter to mini golf.
Brilliant.
Very quickly, what is the third game we're doing?
It's Brighton versus West Ham. We're going to move on to next. We're asking my jammer.
Yeah, I'm just typing out the message now.
I love to see how that
Who'd have
started.
thought-
I'm really sorry for this message.
What are you thinking? I mean, the Champions League spot? Brighton still doing it? It's taken 2 points from the last 4 matches.
Yeah.
Slightly disappointing. They threw away a lead, didn't they? To draw 2-2 at home to Leicester. And of course, the Brentford game compounded their misery, really, because that's a bit of I suppose, a spicy encounter with the two owners as well. Would you say, Sid?
Yeah. There's always been a little bit of frostiness, I think, between
two really well-run clubs.
Yeah, brilliant.
And two men that know each other very well.
And yeah, Brentford come out on top. Brighton, they'll be looking at this season, if they can't galvanise something quickly and get into Europe, they'll see this as a failure just by looking at the teams above them that would have qualified for Europe, even for them for Champions League, because they've consistently just been real up and down. Interesting one, this one, West Ham, Graham Potter, manager, going back to Brighton.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Bit of a frosty relationship, I think, with that one as well, with some parts of the crowd. I don't really agree with it. You know, if Chelsea come knocking and...
Yeah.
You know, it's something that he feels is going to better his career, or it's a challenge, you know, but there's parts of the crowd that will give him a bit of stick. So that will add a little bit of tension on this game.
Frustrating draw for West Ham as well against Southampton. It was the final minutes, that, wasn't it, as well?
Yeah, so that puts Southampton on the same points, isn't it, as Derby?
Yeah.
Not the tag that you want.
Yeah, but they still need to get another point, don't they? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
That's not a record you want.
It feels like two teams just fizzling out towards the end of the season. So
Brighton without João Pedro as well has been good for them as well this season. I think he got sent off, didn't he?
Got sent off, yeah. He's got a little bit of a hot temper.
Yeah, he's got that.
João Pedro.
So how do you see this going? More importantly, how does Rimmel London see it?
No word from my jammer yet.
She's probably looked at this and gone, what the fuck is this? What is this?
I've not spoken to her for a while, to be fair. It's not the ideal reintroduction from my point of
It's
view.
not really, is it? No. I'll be honest with you, I did a show with her, didn't I? And we spoke quite a bit. And then I haven't texted her for a long time. Yeah, so coming back with Brighton West Ham's not a great opener.
It's not an ideal
so-
opener.
Okay, all right.
As a backup, I've gone for Simon Rimmer just in case.
Oh, right, okay.
And I've just seen him typing, so
No way.
we will have something soon.
Okay.
Okay.
Did you tell
I
him that-
zoned out of what you were both talking about whilst I was doing this.
We was filling the gap, just
Have you done
professionally.
some-
We were both trying to get to the bottom of the two sides and who we think will win.
Do you want to go first? Who wants to go first on this one?
Yeah, I'm happy to go first. I am going to go for a horny 2-2 draw.
Are you? Yeah, I can see that. There'll be goals in this.
Yeah.
There could be a 3-2 of this.
Nothing from my jammer as of yet. I will change my score prediction if my jammer comes through.
Okay.
Do you want me to go next? Give you a bit, 5 seconds more?
Well, I can tell you Simon Rimmer's gone 2-1.
To
Brighton.
Has he?
Yep.
I like that. That seems like the London look to me.
Ask him where he's getting this
He actually
prediction from.
he says,
So you've gone for a...
I always say I'm a Liverpool fan, not a football fan.
Oh, he ain't got a clue then.
But he's got he's gone.
I'm a Liverpool fan, not a football fan.
Yeah.
But I think aren't all Liverpool fans and not football fans?
Yeah, but
it's die hard up there.
yeah, you get some that are that, and it is like, but then I think you get some that literally don't follow football at all, but just look out for the odd Liverpool result.
Oh, okay, right. You're talking like a glory hunting Liverpool fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simon's that.
But if you're Rimmel London, that's how you're going to be, innit?
I'm going to go with Simon Rimmer here, unless Maya Jammer. You'd never thought we said this. I'm going to go with Simon Rimmer unless Maya Jammer messages by the end of the podcast.
Okay, so we'll allow him not to ding
Won't be
for this
dinged
one.
in.
Oh,
Okay, yeah. 2-1 unless my Jabba changes.
2-1 unless my contacts. Oh, right. Okay, I'm going to go for... I want to go for a Brighton win.
Right.
I did back them against Brentford. They let me down. I'm going to go for a Brighton win. I'm going to go 2-0.
2-0.
For Brighton.
Okay.
And
All
West Ham don't score.
All right. Well, let's move on and see. We'll get on to some messages, shall we? Right, messages. Triple threat here, lads. First of all, the screenshot's attached. A message from a work colleague in the States who doesn't have the first clue about football is just sending a lovely Easter message. The pod has now successfully been passed. Quid's well. Also, I'll be running the London Marathon next week and I have sacrificed one of the pockets in my running vest and we'll be filling it with pound coins, hopefully to pass you along the way.
I've had a few of them. I've had a few of them message me to say
they're
they're
gonna
going to give me a quid on the way.
What, they're going to weigh you down. What we're going to do?
Oh, hopefully if there's not.
You're going to be like a stripper with people throwing money at you, aren't you? But except you're going to have to wear magnetic underwear.
No, do you know what he needs to do?
Because they won't be able to slip it won't be
you know them
cash
little
in
bum
there.
bags that the Greek grocers, you know, like the florists, or like like when you're doing a car boot sale, you'll have to wear one of them. Put your quids in there, just tie it out at the end.
Oh, okay. All right, okay. Well, I'll try and get one.
Yeah, all right, brilliant. Finally, it's a big old message. This one, he's got 3 different parts to it. Vanarama, I was helping a mate move house during the week. He'd hired a transit, just the two of us, so obviously both taking a window seat. Gets to 6 p.m. and all of a sudden we're picking up his missus from the station. It's going through my head immediately about what the seating arrangement will be once she's off the train. I'm going to have to either get out to let her in the middle or just budge up myself. That's an interesting one, that. I never thought of the logistics of picking people up.
Yeah.
You don't get out to let them in unless you really are boying them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you do with someone's missus? This is a real
Well,
dilemma.
don't you allow your missus to go and sit next to the driver?
Before we reason this, have you seen this?
I haven't seen it.
Okay. I think I would get out,
I think
let
so
her
as
jump
well.
in the middle, then I'd go with the window seat.
That's what I think it is, because I would just say, you go and sit next to your fella. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also, he knows that you've buoyed her and she doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a win-win situation. You're a gentleman, but you've also won.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
What happens?
I'm going to have to either get out and let her in the middle or just punch up myself. The moment comes, she's walking towards the van, I'm sweating. I open the door from the inside for her and I go to get out, and before I've had the chance, she says, budge up. Oh my God. That's it. I've been relegated. I'm in the middle.
She's done you.
Somehow I feel like the cuck chair of the transport world.
He's in the middle of a vibrant, happy couple in the prime of their life, moving house.
No.
And he's just sat in the middle.
He's sat in the middle of
both
it.
arms in.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because they're definitely going to be, how was your day, love? Yeah, it was good. How was yours?
Oh my God.
They will be talking about how excited they are between them to be moving house. Such a massive thing, moving house, isn't it?
Unbelievable.
And yet he'll just be cucked in the middle, just sat there, kind of
absolutely
because
cucked.
he's not moving in. You know, he's already a bit of a sort of in a position from helping his mate move in. Do you know what I mean?
Oh my God. He's been bullied into helping moving. Plus he's ended up
in the middle seat.
In the middle. We appreciate that and we hope he'll be back stronger. Do we have a screenshot of his work colleague in the States, please? Yeah, we love the screenshot. Obviously, the screenshot is a big regards to your families, and that's out in the States. So, regards to your families is sweeping the States as well now.
Love it.
Okay, hi, Peter James, Christopher Francis, and Stephen James. You James as well, middle name?
Yeah.
Did I know that?
Did we know
You
that?
never said that. Did you know I was a James?
No.
Yeah.
Did you know I was a James?
No. Didn't know that. Well, let's not leave out Franny over there either. Hello. Christopher Francis, you look like you sound like you've discovered South America.
Who says I haven't? Well, I haven't yet. I've never been, but who knows what I'll do with my life? Who knows how we'll be regarded in history? I'm sure they all laughed at Christopher Columbus at one point, didn't they?
They would have done if he was called Christopher Francis.
Love it.
Oh, it's a good name.
That is a good name.
I'm only joking. That is a fabulous name.
It is, yeah. You scale it up or scale it down depending on sort of how formal you want to be or classy you want to be, who you're meeting, if it's the in-laws, that kind of thing for the first time.
Yeah.
You hear your daughters dating Christopher Francis, you're buzzing.
Yeah, you are actually.
You hear your daughter is
Sounds like
dating
you should have a
Stephen
double barrel name.
James. You're a bit worried, aren't you?
James.
There's a bad boy there.
It's a bad way,
Peter James could be, and I think because I'm confusing it with Peter Jones, I'm thinking kind of entrepreneurial or some sort of accountant, perhaps. Or
Yeah.
If my daughter come home with a Peter James, Christopher Francis, or a Stephen James, I think I'll be able to move.
all three of us.
Just the one.
Just the one. Yeah.
Regards to your families. Let's move on.
Regards to your
yes.
family.
I was watching the Arsenal Madrid game and I heard a pundit refer to Michael Merino's position as a false nine.
Yeah.
However, Merino was in fact playing as a conventional number 9 position. Just because a striker occasionally comes short to shave the ball doesn't make it a false 9. Agreed here. Do you reckon he's been lost, the commentator, in the fact that he's not a number 9? He's not a striker, so he's called him a false 9. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's two ways of looking at a false 9.
Yeah.
Someone who doesn't play the traditional number 9 position, or someone who never plays that position.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Making him a false 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely more positional than the actual number itself, obviously,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yes.
Well, anyway, this has got him thinking. Why do we only do this for the number 9 and no other position on the pitch? When John Stones plays at right back and comes inside, no one is saying he's playing a false 2.
It's true, though.
It's such an amazing shout.
Yeah. It's
Isn't
true. But this comes back to a point like, did you ever have a point in time where your kit wasn't done by number, but was done with position? I swear when I was younger, unless this is a memory that I'm misremembering, the goalkeeper had GK on the back and like you had, am I making this up?
Yeah, it was an RB and
You had an RB,
LB.
an LB.
Oh, well, on the bibs.
But it was on your back.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I'm certain of it.
Yeah, I remember on a school kit. Actually, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So it was done like in positions.
Yeah, I'd quite like
Yeah.
to see that, really, rather than the number. Bring that into there. Clear all this shit up, because we're talking about false 9s there. We're talking about fake positions.
I know, but he's mad, isn't
That's
it?
like having a ghost 8.
Ghost
what
eight.
does it mean?
False 9.
False 2's got me.
Yeah. Like, well, what else could it be?
Well, it's a dubious 4.
A wrong 10?
That's what I mean. It's just nonsense. Just bollocks, isn't it? I mean, we're overcomplicating the game now.
I know what you're saying.
It's like-
Yeah. Why is it only a false 9?
Yeah, why isn't any other number attached with a question mark?
I
almost?
think this could be for you. This.
Okay, so he has a quest for Crouch and says, when they're next doing punditry, to try and use the term false whatever position number for a
Great
different
idea.
position. Say, for instance, inverted fullback, say Cucurella playing the false 3 role. I like it a lot.
What about Maguire when he goes up for a corner?
Yeah.
He's playing in a...
In a
that is
nine.
a false 9, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's a false 5.
It definitely shouldn't be a 5, should it?
Well, you know,
You're right.
going up, he's a false 5.
Yeah. So
Because he's playing centre half.
This is going to confuse the hell out of the average fan watching TV.
What about this one? Instead of saying wing backs, say Dallo gets his cross in from the false 7 role.
it's true. This is great.
False 7.
This is great.
When a player takes it around the keeper and the defender gets back to clear the ball off the line, you could say the defender mops up in the false 1 role.
Yeah.
Mate, this is amazing. Some people might say this is woke nonsense, but playing the false 9 instead of a target man and a runner up top is already woke. So let's go all woke.
Yeah,
I love the false 1 is fantastic.
Superb.
The notion that a false 9 is utter woke nonsense is fantastic. But are we saying, okay, so for you lads doing the punditry, has it got to be false before every number, or are we mixing up the terminology? So, you know, you clear off the line, you're a fraudulent one. Is it that sort of... Do we need like a list of other descriptive
I think
words?
the false 9, the false before the number would definitely correlate with the woke football fan.
Yeah.
If we started to dive into different
That's a maverick,
words.
in my opinion. That's that's a maverick. Like the fact for go for advice, if you get fraudulent 1 in, it deserves to be a knighthood. In my opinion, it's a knighthood.
You got every charge.
You're on early kick-off Saturday. You Liverpool, Tottenham as well.
No, it's Everton.
Oh,
it's
you're doing Everton, Chelsea? Yeah, of course.
Chelsea, Everton.
Oh,
You got
please,
James
Crouchy,
Tarkovsky. Right, it's somewhat. Nicholas Jackson's gone round Pickford, right? Tarkovsky's got back on the line and cleared it off the line. He's a fraudulent 1.
This is great. Ring the bell. Hey,
Yeah.
it's good. It's
Oh, okay, all
I'm
right.
tempted to say you deserve an extra point if you get that, but I don't want to. You know, I'm not willing to
I think.
back it that far.
Well, in all honesty, I don't really want this to gather steam. He's a fraudulent 1.
You could be a trailblazer in this.
Yeah, these terms start somewhere and then
Somewhere it gets lost in, I don't remember when we started saying low block or mid block. When did we start saying that? Defending deep was always the term.
Yeah.
Low block, where did that come in? Fraudulent 1. Who knows?
I think
All right, guys.
This has got legs.
Well, good luck. Good luck. Kind regards to your families.
Yes, you too.
And stay tuned for a fraudulent 1.